IMS, Interdisciplinary Metropolitan Systems, Incorporated.
The following program is from NET.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away.
I hear within myself centuries of self-hate that know no way to self-destruct, that know no way to break loose. Chained to myself, as I stand and watch me die, I slowly protest the death of others.
It's Soul, and this is your announcer, Jerry B. Tonight on Soul, Bill Withers, with Benoist Blackman on guitar, Melvin Dunlap on bass, James Gaston drums, and Mike Stokes piano. Poetess Mae Jackson. The McCoy Tyner Quartet, with McCoy Tyner on piano, Sonny Fortune reed instruments, Calvin Hill on the bass, and Al Muzan on drums. And now, your host for tonight, the producer of Soul, Ellis Haizlip.
Thank you, Jerry B., and good evening, everyone. I'm Ellis Haizlip, producer of Soul, and your host for this evening. The previous two Soul shows you have seen were conversations between Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin. At one point in their conversations, Jimmy Baldwin said, "What we call black literature is really summed up for me by the whole career of, let's say, Bessie Smith, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, because that's how it's been handed down, since we couldn't read or write as far as they knew. At one time, it was a crime to be able to read if you were black. It was punishable by law. We had to smuggle information somehow, and we did it through our music." This statement, this profound statement, becomes even more meaningful when we demonstrate, as we do on tonight's program, this ability of black people to communicate in words and music and song. We are presenting to you tonight three sensational artists, and we know you will be moved and warmed and reassured if you just settle back and relax and deal with the vibrations of Sister Mae Jackson, a poet of essential and celestial strength, the mother of Injeri, the author of Can I Poet With You, a book of poems, and a friend and a beacon of hope to all oppressed people. Brother Bill Withers, who can only be called a master of an art that is down to earth, for real, and what we're all about as a people. And Brother McCoy Tyner and his quartet, four exciting interpreters of the black experience who will be dealing in black music. Brother McCoy Tyner and the quartet.
could, I would build a castle in the sand with great big rooms for my love to echo in. Then you, my love, would become the center of all my attention. If I could, I would design a most relaxing room, a king-size bed where we would sleep, only to occasionally awaken to play chess. Come noontime, I would feed you foods of love, like me, all wrapped up in grapes and sweet wine. And nights, well, our nights would just run wild as we make love, until our lovemaking dissolves into the morning sun. And together, as we hold in Jerry's hand, we would greet the brand new day. If I could, I would build a castle in the sand, and I know, and Jerry would help me. There is no smile this time like it was when we first met, and you mistook me for a militant, as I smiled my best smile, which is always political and very revolutionary. And now, with nothing but time between us, I recall that summer day in Philly when you softly said, "I won't hurt you." Oh, but you did. To the sister woman giving birth to a brand new man-child, knowing if he assumes his role, he will not live. It must be hard raising a child to die. My life is like the puzzle that you sent, bits and pieces of a life that has been shattered by the American dream that does not exist, and the crude, bitter awakening of a slave that slept too long, and the pain of a sentimental black woman believing too hard and loving sometimes to a fault. But lately I have dressed myself up. I've replaced my dull gray attitude with shades of blues and yellows to be surrounded by meaningful days filled with people who care. I smile, yeah, like sometimes I can smile at the foolishness of myself as I look back on desperate days added to strange smelling nights when I spoke of a higher form of communication that would bring us together as a people striving to be free. Sometimes after midnight, to the sound of oppression music, when there is darkness to protect my thoughts, when it is safe to think, I find the answers to my reasons why. I think about dreams and how, when you are black, dreams do not travel any further than the nearest bar to be drowned in beer and whiskey. And when you are young, when you are a young black male, where your dreams do not flourish at all, they get lost or they die between the conflict of two women. All our lives are like puzzles, bits and pieces shattered by the American dream, in the twilight zone of our blackness, in the midst of a non-functioning revolution. All the arguing, the conflict, just seems to be a waste of time because we are dying slowly, never learning to really love or appreciate each other, or whatever it is, be it big or small, that we have to give. And sometimes after midnight, between the sounds of sirens and engines, I feel like crying. There used to be two of us in the beginning, you and I playing with at love like grown-ups often do, sharing a bed and quarter thoughts, cigarette butts and glasses of stale water that sat too long on the dresser by the bed. Then there was three of us, my swollen stomach confirmed. Now there's one from three, two of us, just my baby and me. What better way to say goodbye than this, to toast your dreams? My cup runneth over. What better way to leave than to leave this way? What better way to say that I understand than this, as I say goodbye, I leave.
How do you do, Lucy? You sure been hard to find. I heard you had a daughter, 6 years old, and I just can't keep from crying. 6 years of Lucy, Lord, have mercy, that's a long time. That's a long time. Is she pretty? Has she grown? Does she sleep well in a room of her own? Can I see her? Does she know? Hey, I'm a daddy. I'm a daddy. Did you give her love? What am I picture? And does she carry a picture with her? Does she show it to the babysitter and say, see that man, he's my daddy. He's my daddy. You should have told me, Lucy. You should have told me, Lucy. Oh, Lucy. Oh, Lucy. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gonna stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. I know, 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 I know. Hey, I ought to leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away.
We were young and didn't give a damn about system and odds, having failed math. We did not deal in logics. Most of our actions came from an emotional commitment. We did not deal in rhetoric or theory, because kill is a four-letter word that need not be intellectualized. You either act or react or be acted upon. You either kill or be killed. We were young, and in our innocence, we understood far more than you realize that pain is a four-letter word. Can you hear me? Pain is a four-letter word. Telephone company calling about a stolen credit card number, which is minor compared to 22 million black people stolen from Africa and enslaved in America. You see, we don't take the revolution serious. We think somehow that our rhetoric will shoot the hunky down, or our afros are mightier than the nightstick, and that love power is synonymous with real power. You see, we do not take Richard Nixon serious. We think he's just crazy, forgetting that it is the insane who have inherited power. We do not take slavery serious. Maybe this is why we are still enslaved. Pride, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have gotten up after the crackers knocked me down. Who is to say, but those who have lived with it, how it feels to be confined behind those cold iron bars and feel the helplessness and frustration of self as you watch your people die. That closed-in pain that has no way to escape is always the hardest to bear. Who is to say, but those who have experienced it, how it feels to have someone bring you the news that your younger brother, Jonathan, has been killed in battle, and you, knowing the significance of a warrior's death, committed yourself to bring the struggle to another level, is the duty of every revolutionary. I mean who, but those who have lived through it, have lived behind those steel bars, can really say what it is like to watch each day go by without knowing the simple time in between. And we who love freedom and justice, and those who love you, must not let your death be in vain. And so we say to America that you have executed another black man without knowing you can kill a body, but you cannot kill or contain his ideas. We shall conquer without a doubt.
With Sister Mae Jackson. Thank you, Mae. And sitting with me now is Brother Bill Withers. Bill, we're going to hear some more from you and Mae and McCoy Tyner, but where'd you learn to sing that way? In other words, where's home?
I'm from Slab Fork, West Virginia. You know where that is, right?
No. Is that any place near Bluefield?
Yeah, it's near Bluefield. About 30 or 40 miles, I guess, from Bluefield. Yeah.
Slab Fork, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Did you start singing at home, or did you?
No, I wasn't interested in music growing up for some reason or other. I heard music, I walked by and I heard some. But growing up, mostly I was interested in getting away from where I grew up, And I didn't get interested in music until I was about 30 years old, I guess.
You're not much more than that now, are you?
I'm 33. I'm
33?
Yeah.
And your first album, you've done something that I think is indeed incredible for an artist. Your first album is just dynamite. And that was the first time you had turned to singing professionally, is it, with the release of that album?
Yeah. I hadn't done any singing before that, except in the shower, But I think a lot of that has to do with the opportunities that I got, Usually they record an artist. They don't let him do what he wants to do at first. And my people just let me go in and do what I wanted to do. Booker T was very unobtrusive. Yeah. He just
Well, when you say do what you want to do, how did they discover you? Because you wrote most of the tunes on that album.
I got into the record business with my own money. I recorded myself first and laid it around Hollywood. And most of the major record companies called me up. But they had a different idea of how, they didn't want me to do anything quiet. They had this rhythm and blues syndrome in their mind with the horns and the three chicks and the gold lame suit, you know. And I wasn't really into that. So I thought, I had a job, you know, so I thought, well, you know, if they wanted me to do it like I want to do it, I got this good job making these toilets. I don't need you cats.
Making these toilets? What kind of toilets were you making?
For aircraft.
Ah.
Yeah, 747 aircraft. I installed cameras in those toilets. Unbeknownst, we say that in Slab Fork, to anybody but me. So if you've ever been to the bathroom on the 747, I know you very well. You understand?
You also made a comment once that was a greater revolutionary act than your singing music, and I disagree with that.
Well, you know, I would much rather not sing for a month than go to the bathroom for a month. I think values are sometimes upside down, you know. A guy that picks up garbage, for instance, is needed more than a guy that plays baseball. He doesn't receive as much notoriety. But I would rather see my garbage gone than to see some cat hit a ball 500 feet, you know. And I would much rather not sing for a month than not go to the bathroom for a month, you see.
That's true. That's true. Systems engineers, disposal engineers, whatever.
Engineers, man. I wasn't an engineer.
You were just...
No, I was an assembler. No.
Oh,
I don't have any education at all, you know, other than the kind you get just walking around.
Well, when you first started, did you think you were going to sing your own music before you wrote it, or did you start writing music that you wanted to get other people to perform?
I wanted to sing, but the only songs that anybody laid on me had all the cliches in them, like I love you so, I'll never let you go, you are my one desire, you set my heart on fire, you know. So I thought, wow, you know, I would like to say something that hasn't been said so much, you know.
Well, you certainly have, because I just take, for instance, Grandma's Hands, which you will perform later, and Saturday Night in Harlem, and quite a few of the things you do. It really lays out the black experience more so than any other artist, I think, has done in as popular an album as yours. Are you thinking of recording another album?
I think I'll probably have an album coming out in about a week or two called Still Bill. The other one was Just As I Am. I think I'll just hang in there like I am, you know, and see what happens.
Will you record that with Booker T, or do you think you'll...
More than likely. More than likely. I don't know. Probably, yeah. I'm almost sure.
What do you see as the prognosis of your career, Bill? You know, you'll become a big star. You're becoming a superstar. And do you think you can remain just as you are?
First, I have to become somebody that understands what prognosis means, man. It's a heavy word.
Well, how do you interpret how things going to go for you?
Yeah. I'm kind of just letting them go, you know, letting them go, and whatever's given to me, if I can do it, you know, I'll just have at it, you know. I'm having a good time. I'm not letting anybody dress me up, put me in the uniforms, and so forth. I just kind of do everything just like I am, and I keep it at a very personal level where it's fun. I think it's more fun for me that way, and I think it's more fun for people who come out to see us, because I have 4 people that ride around with me, and it makes a lot of difference. So I think of it in terms of us, like we carry our own luggage, we don't have any road manager, we all carry drums and laugh a lot, and we have a good time. So I think I would just like to have it like that, and if other things come about, like somebody's talked to me about movies and things, that's cool, you know. I'd probably ride out of the sunset and shoot down old Jim Brown or somebody. You know what I mean?
Also, have you found, you said you started singing when you were about 30. It's pretty late for someone to find assistance in the business to get the attention that you've gotten. How's it been for you? You found anyone to assist your career?
Yeah, well, Clarence Avon has been like my guru. He gave me the opportunity, and he's kind of hung in there with me. Mostly, he just kind of leaves me alone, and nobody bothers me, really. Because, you know, I never get into that entertainer syndrome. You understand what I mean? I never think like somebody's always saying, okay, have the band rev up first. No. We all walk out at the same time. We sit down and say, hi, how you doing? And we just kind of go from there. If I don't like what I'm sitting on, I'll walk off and get me another chair. And we just kind of sit and rap and have a good, keep it soft and loose and kind of for real. I'm sick and tired of somebody saying I love you with both arms up in the air like that, you know. I can't believe that. You understand? Da-da! I'm sick of that. You know, I would like to just be like for real for a change. For me personally, I like to see other people do that. But for me, it just would not fit me, you know, as an individual.
I would like to see you record an album. I don't know if you'd call it live or what you'd say. But the rap that you do, you know, before a lot of your songs, the lead into them is sheer poetry. It really is beautiful.
Oh,
and what gave you the idea to present yourself that way? I mean, why did you feel it is necessary to talk before you?
Nothing. You know, I went to, here I was, I had never been in the entertainment business before. All of a sudden somebody says, go to work. The first live singing I ever did was in front of about 5,000 people in Chicago. And I found myself talking to them, you know. I mean, they're out there, you know. You just walk out and look at a whole bunch of folks, you know, and don't say nothing, man. You either got to grin or dance or something, and I can't dance. So I just started talking to you. You know, here we are. You know, if I came here and I sat and I looked at you like this, and I didn't say anything to you, you know. So I like to relate to everybody out there, and sometimes people don't want to hear you talk. They say, oh, shut up and play, you know. So you just shut up and play, you know. Have a good time. Leave it loose like that, you know.
Well, what about Slab Fork? You leaving that loose, or have you moved from there?
I haven't been to Slab Fork since about 1959. Nobody's back there. No, there's nothing there much except graves, you know, and old coal mines. And I'm really not too hung up on going and laying flowers on dead people. I'd rather find somebody living in, you know.
Do you think the experiences of living, though, or being brought up in West Virginia, I take it you were brought up there, has any influence on your music? Because there's, I don't know how to describe it, there's a down-home quality to it, a quality that is sort of well, don't give it any definitions.
Yeah, well, I think the kind of person you are has an influence on everything you do. Probably has an influence on what you wear, you know, what you would say. And most people who are from very rural, simple areas are rural, simple people. That's the way life is. And big city guys got all them games they run on you. You know, you have to. Everybody's pretty much a synopsis of where they come from. See, I threw one back at you. Synopsis.
Right.
Did you
Prognosis.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, I don't have to say the people have spoken for Just As I Am, and I hope Still Bill goes just as well. And right now I'd like you to sit and listen with us as we witness McCoy Tyner and his quartet.
Yeah.
With McCoy is Calvin Hill, Sonny Fortune, and Al Muzan. So now we give you the McCoy Tyner Quartet. was beautiful. Thank you. I thank you for the McCoy Tyner Quartet. Mae Jackson, our delicate but tough little revolutionary sister. Mae Jackson, who brother Omari Kenyatta said, referred to as our beautiful urban flower, budding in blackness, producing black awareness. Mae Jackson will again poet with you. And then Brother Bill Withers will return to tell us about Grandma's Hands and Saturday Nights in Harlem. The photographs used in tonight's episode are by our staff photographer, Chester Higgins, Jr. So once again, poet Mae Jackson.
Love is just an idea, like you and I walking in the park. It's midnight, or just before the sun rises, holding hands, being into each other. Love is just an illusion, like now, I think I love you. We toss and turn while the clock ticks, indicating that time is flying by. We desperately searching for solutions and answers, hopeful they will bring about peace. As I explore your body with my hands, I learn to say, I love you in more ways than one. It must be lonely inside of your heart's house, where lies so much unrest and incompleteness. How your heart must ache from all the confusion, going inside and around, pulling your soul apart, making your entire essence weak. Would I be out of order if I ask of you, please, do not fall. And nights, I just lay awake in bed, tossing and turning. And out of desperation and need, I compose songs that will never be sung and poems that will never be read. I think about old loves, anticipating new ones. Most times, I am scared. Armed struggle is real. I pace floors, smoke cigarettes, and drown little yellow pills. Yet sleep fails to come. And this morning I awakened and I knew I had made it, 'cause I still had freedom on my mind. To Brother Ellis Haizlip, I thought that black men could not feel until I saw you hold Mrs. Jackson's hand, speaking softly to her because you understood in depth how it feels to feel and care about someone else other than yourself. I thought black men had forgotten how to respond until you asked me one day, how's it going? And read in my eyes, not too well. And you, being a creator, created something for me to do, some place for me to go, and people, more people for me to love. I thought black men could no longer feel, but then I saw your face and eyes when we heard the news that George Jackson had been assassinated. And then I knew that you came from a long, long line of black men who have never stopped caring. I thought a lot of things before I met you and found out that quietly you were laying down a firm foundation from which all black people could build upon. In fact, there were a lot of things I did not know because black cats like you always move softly and effectively. P.S. Are you a panther?
I'm one of those very lucky people who was born in a very small place where everybody knew everybody. One person that everybody knew as Grandma happened to be my real grandmother. And I held that high position of being Grandma's number one person in the whole world. I could do anything. Grandma would say, don't y'all hit that baby. That's Grandma's baby. Grandma had a way of sneaking up behind you when you weren't looking and laying an old piece of candy on you that had been laying around her room for about 6 or 8 months or so. And Grandma had a more useful side. At that time, contraceptives weren't too well known in that area, and a lot of times young girls would be expecting children without the benefit of having husbands. And they would always come to Grandma and sit on the floor at Grandma's feet. And Grandma would rub their heads and say, "I'm going to pray for you, baby." I guess Grandma's prayers went where mine and yours and everybody else's go. But it seemed like Grandma could just pray a disease right out your body. I really, really dug my grandmother.
Grandma's hand clapped in church on Sunday morning. Grandma's hands played a tambourine so well. Grandma's hand used to issue out a warning. She'd say, "Billy, don't you run so fast. Might fall on a piece of glass. Might be snakes there in that grass." Grandma's hand. Then Grandma's hands soothed the local unwed mother. Grandma's hands used to ache sometimes and swell. Oh, Grandma's hand used to lift her face and tell her, she'd say, "Baby, Grandma understands that you really love that man. Put yourself in Jesus' hands." Grandma's hand. Then Grandma's hands used to hand me a piece of candy. Grandma's hands picked me up each time I fell. Oh, Grandma's hands, boy, they really came in handy. She'd say, "Matty, don't you whip that boy. What you wanna spank him for? He didn't drop no apple core, but I don't have Grandma anymore. If I get to heaven, I'll look for Grandma's hands."
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Summer night in Harlem, man, it's a really hot. Well, it's too hot to sleep and I'm too poor to eat. I don't care if I die or not. Winter night in Harlem, oh, radiator won't get hot. How the mean old landlord, he don't care if I freeze to death or not. But Saturday night in Harlem, hey, now everything's alright. You can really swing and shake your pretty thing. The parties are out of sight. Sunday morning here in Harlem, now everybody's all dressed up. How the hip folks getting home from the party and the good folks just got a high now crooked delegation wants a donation. Send the preacher to the Holy Land. Hey, hey, Lord, honey, don't give your money to that lying and cheating man. Saturday night in Harlem, hey, hey, now everything's all right. You can really swing and shake your pretty thing. The parties are out of sight. Sunday morning here in Harlem, now everybody's all dressed up. How the hip folks getting home from the party and the good folks just got a high now crooked delegation wants a donation. Send the preacher to the Holy Land. Hey, hey, Lord, honey, don't give your money to that lying and cheating man. Hey, hey, Harlem, hey, hey, Harlem, talking about a cold but lonely. Hey, hey, I'm home all by myself. 5 years old and it sure is cold. Mama's out cooking steak for someone else. Sure am sleepy, but I'm gonna wait till Mama come. If the rich folks don't eat up all that with me down, Mama's gonna bring me some. Talking about the Harlem, talking about the Harlem, talking about a cold but lonely, mayonnaise and bread. If it wasn't for cold but lonely by now, y'all all know I would have been dead. Talking about
Soul, a production of NET, Educational Broadcasting Corporation. This series is made possible in part by a grant from IMS, Interdisciplinary Metropolitan Systems, Incorporated.